Hello everyone, this is Thunder Thrills, here with my first video. This is a review of my favorite coaster, Raging Bull. Before you ask why I prefer this to Goliath, let me explain. I feel Raging Bull's length and gracefulness increases its overall fun factor. I also prefer this ride to Outlaw Run at Silver Dollar City. While Outlaw Run is my second favorite coaster and Goliath is my number 3, I cannot help but prefer Raging Bull to both of them. I find it so incredibly fun and graceful. Now, I am going to Six Flags Over Georgia this summer, which could make Goliath, the B&M Hyper one, my favorite coaster. I'm sure Twisted Cyclone will also be great. Let's go in depth on why Raging Bull is my all-time favorite coaster. Let's get started by talking about my favorite seat on the ride. It is not the back row. It is actually the front row. When I went to Great America this summer, we rode in the front and the back at different points in the day, and that front row ride was absolutely incredible. But the back does score some points in the airtime category, as Raging Bull has several great airtime moments, such as that first drop. God, how I love that first drop. It is easily the best drop I've ever experienced on a coaster. Starting with that pre-drop and going down into with all that momentum the pre-drop gives you, and then just diving down gives you an unbelievable amount of airtime. After the incredible first drop comes the first of many awesome turns. Unlike most people, I really do enjoy the turns on Raging Bull. I find them to have tons of grace. So after that first turnaround comes the first airtime hill. God, I love this hill. It is so good with the air. I cannot imagine it without the trim there. But even with the trim, it's still an incredible airtime moment. After the airtime hill is a couple more bank turnarounds, so there's nothing much to talk about. But after those elements comes the second half of the coaster. The second half of this ride is awesome! Coming into the mid-course break when it really doesn't kill your speed all that much. And you just go diving off it while you're in the back and get a nice pop of ejector airtime. Then after that, you go into the third main airtime moment. This moment is not as strong as the other airtime moments, but it's still a solid moment of floating air. After that sequence of airtime comes an awesome part of the ride. After that sequence of airtime comes an awesome part of the ride. The low to the ground turns at the end. These turns pull some solid G-force. The trim right before the section starts isn't even noticeable without seeing a POV. While the turns are far from my favorite parts, they are still solid and fun. After those ending turns, the ride is over and you just took a ride on an incredible coaster. So in conclusion, Raging Bull at the time of this video's recording is my all-time favorite coaster. It just has so much love about it. It is an incredibly fun ride. While it might not be intense, I am not much of an intensity kind of guy. I am more of a grace and win-in-your-face kind of person. So overall, on a scale of 1 to 10, Raging Bull gets a 10 out of 10. It is one of only 3 rides that get a perfect 10 out of 10 for me. But I guess by most enthusiast standard, my standards aren't very high. But I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and goodbye everybody!